Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your co-pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue on this journey of leaping from one expression to another expression so that we can see the same character, how it behaves similarly or differently in different expressions, because Chinese are very contextual. So yesterday we talked about 视而不见. It describes a situation when you see something but you didn't act on it, or voice your opinions about it. 视而不见. Today we're going to continue with this 见. So 见 is about human see, right? It's about the same meaning in today's 未见分晓. 未见分晓 is kind of like a contemporary Chinese, because it's not that elegantly sounding. It's almost like, even if it's 4 characters, it almost feels like a sentence, because it talks about a negation, like you haven't seen, and 分晓 means like the results, like you haven't seen the consequences yet. So one by one, wait. This is the original way. Okay, look similar, right? Okay, so if you have been following the program, this structure, this upward going arch and downward going arch, so concave, convex, right? And with this stick thing in the middle, that's our tree symbol. And okay, so you now have the tree structure over there, and then you have one kind of nested inside something on top of the canopies of the tree. So this is the way to express that this is a quite mature tree that got a lot of foliage on top of the tree. Can you imagine that, right? So this is a big tree, an old tree. So basically, it means fully grown, mature tree. And somehow the meaning carried over to become yet. So I'm thinking my interpretation here, like there's nobody claiming this is the truth, but my interpretation, if a tree already got such a dense, heavy canopy on it, means it's fully grown. Okay, so it kind of peaked. It peaked and it's going downward from there, right? So that's the cycle of life. So it simply means this is a situation that you peaked, but you haven't going down slope. You haven't seen the result, the ending of it yet. So this is the kind of way. Okay, my interpretation. 见, again, this is human see. We have this human stick figure at the bottom, and the eye symbol on the top means you human see. So when humans see something, they're going to think about it. They're going to talk about it, right? So that's the kind of what's supposed to go into this human see, right? 分, I think we met this word before. The bottom looks like a knife, right? The knife symbol at the bottom, and then something 2 pieces spread out. So that simply means you split something from the middle. Maybe not middle, but just cut it up into 2 pieces. That's the concept of 分. And 晓, okay, we have the left of the sun symbol. This is the sun, and the right side is the sound maker. So 晓, it simply means the sun just rises up. So that night becomes day. That's daybreak. 分晓, together, split, and daybreak. Okay, I have to continue a little bit about 晓, because it's daybreak, right? So it's something come to light. So that's the sense of you see something in the daylight. You clearly see it finally after darkness. So that's a kind of 晓, means you are aware of it. You understand it now. You see it now. And 分晓 simply means, okay, it's as clear as cut, like knife cut, split, that you see what is A and B, something like that, right? 分晓 means you have the result. And we oftentimes use 分晓 to mean kind of like a competition. There are two teams. And when we say 分晓, we know the end result, like who is the winner and loser situation. That's the 分晓 we talk about. And 未见分晓 means you don't know the result yet, right? It's like you're at a peak, this fully crowned canopy, tree image, like you haven't go see the other end of life, which is the ending, right? So you have the beginning, you have the peak, and the ending you haven't seen yet. So that's where you are. Like the two teams are still competing. You don't have a result out yet. So here I summarize commonly used characters in Chinese to try to make sense of how Chinese as iconic language use symbols to express different meanings and how things are connected. So we talked about the tree. That's our tree symbol. I look at it as, okay, the top portion is kind of a canopy on the top, but the bottom, we use this arch thing to mean there's still very much a space between the leaves portion and the ground, right? So the middle portion, this long, is the trunk. So this is a tree, it's standing tall. And then instead, okay, so this is our symbol for life. But if you see this is also like a growing thing. We use it to mean grass, right? But this doesn't have this, arch thing to mean it's standing tall. It's actually pretty close to the ground. So this line, horizontal line, is the ground, the soil. And then you have this root at the bottom of it. So that means it's a still living thing. And the grass is still has its root under the ground. It's still growing. So we use that symbol as life. Okay, so from tree, we have this canopy, densely foliaged tree image, means it's a peak, mature tree. You haven't seen the ending yet. So that's become the yet symbol. And from this grass or living thing that has its root in the ground, we have this extricate. Is it called extricate? Extract? Something like that. Okay, so you see this plant thing doesn't have this roots anymore in the ground. Instead, there is this hole. There's this cave thing. And this is extracted, like taken out of the ground. So that becomes the motion of out. It means this life, this grass, this plant is taken out of its soil. So it's kind of derooted and it's killed and it's out. Okay, so that I hope helps to read the signs and to understand the origins and how the meaning are generated later from those simple looking characters. All right, cash into the currency of thinking by just one word a day. See you another day.